Hello and welcome to the Effectiveness Show, where we'll be announcing the big winners from the WARC Awards 2024. This time we're coming to you from WARC's brand new offices, the Lions Division HQ in London, and that's not the only change this year.
That's right, Amy. So we restructured the awards and gave our gold, silver and bronze winners across all 5 regions back in May. Congratulations if you picked up one of those. Today we finally get to reveal the global Grand Prix winners.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's been a long journey to get to this point. Hundreds of entries were reviewed over more than 100 hours of judging to get to those regional awards. And all the Grand Prix contenders had to win gold in their region first, right?
Correct. So stay with me. Only the categories that had a regional gold were eligible for a Grand Prix, and then they competed against each other in that category. The global super jury could only give 1 Grand Prix per eligible category, and they only had to give that Grand Prix if they absolutely felt the campaign met the benchmark.
Okay, so winning one of these is a really big deal then?
Yes, it's what our boss David Tiltman likes to call winning the World Cup of Effectiveness, which I think is a sports reference, maybe football.
Yeah, it's football, but instead of 1 World Cup trophy, we have 6 of these Grand Prix trophies to award today. They were chosen from the 22 gold campaigns awarded across our regions, and these campaigns have been through multiple rounds of judging to get to this point, so they really represent the best of this year's entries.
That's right, so let's get into it. Here we go.
So the first Grand Prix we're awarding today is in the Cultural Impact category, where our judges look for campaigns that demonstrate both how brands can successfully enter culture, but also meet business outcomes by doing so. The 3 regional gold contenders tackled some significant social issues. So let's take a look at who they are. Three important campaigns there, which made it hard for the judges to choose just one for the Grand Prix. But ultimately, the care and craft in how the winner got to market swung it. The WARC Grand Prix for Cultural Impact 2024 goes to Changing the Education System to Keep Girls in School by Whisper and Leo Burnett. Congratulations. Let's have a look at the case film.
Periods. A topic so taboo that no one in India, not even mothers, talk about it. The only place where girls could have learnt about it is school. But because of the same taboo, even the National Council of Education never printed this chapter. Introducing the missing chapter. Together with P&G Whisper, we designed a chapter for schoolgirls to understand the simple biology behind periods.
Rather than directly advertise feminine hygiene products, this campaign filled a gap in education about menstruation for young women and girls that the jury found incredibly smart. In a world where book bans and removing access to knowledge are on the rise, they felt the success of this campaign was a triumph for marketing effectiveness. Over to you, John.
Thanks, Amy. The Missing Chapter has appeared in all 3 WARC rankings in the last couple of years, thanks to its success in other shows, so it's really great to see it recognised by our judges. Next up, we're looking at the Instant Impact category. Campaigns here have to have run for less than 6 months, and the judges are looking for robust proof of a direct sales increase. We have 3 gold contenders, and they came from the North American, Latin American, and APAC regions. Here they are. These are all great, but the judges felt that the way one of the campaigns seamlessly transitioned from traditional media to digital made it an excellent example of how to achieve short-term success. So, the Grand Prix for Instant Impact goes to Handshake Hunt from Mercado Libre and Gut. Let's see that case film.
Mercado Libre is Latam's biggest e-commerce, and this is Mercado Libre's logo, a handshake. During Black Friday, while our competitors were fiercely competing for every millisecond of commercial breaks, we took over the entire programming of the world's second-largest TV network, offering the best deals to 70 million people. All they had to do was spot our logo. Mercado Libre presents Handshake Hunt.
Besides the instant impact on sales that it drove, the judges just loved that people who interacted with this campaign will never forget the brand's logo. It's a really clever, distinctive tactic. So let's have a big hand for them. Thanks. Back to you, Amy.
Mercado Libre and Gut are having such a strong run working together, winning numerous awards at Cannes Lions last year. And this is the partnership's second Grand Prix in a row at the WARC Awards after they won the top prize in the use of data category last year. Let's see what they scoop at this year's Cannes Lions. Next, we'll be looking at partnerships and sponsorships. Here, the judges are recognising how choosing the right collaborators can boost brands towards their business goals. There are 3 gold contenders in this category. Some innovative collaborations there, including WARC's first ever gold winner from South Africa. But who did the judges select as the Grand Prix? It's absolutely Heinz from Heinz and VML. Let's see the case film.
Penny a la vodka, a classic from the 80s that Gigi Hadid made viral. Super viral. Let's launch it, we said. Let's partner with Absolute, the agency said. Absolutely, Absolute said. And that's how the most loved tomato and vodka brands decided to collaborate. This is where the hard part began, collaborating. Which in real life means more Absolute, more Heinz, more Absolute, more Heinz, more Absolute, more Heinz. And voila, Absolutely Heinz.
The judges like this entry's honest approach to what a collaboration between 2 brands with iconic advertising legacies really entails, but they successfully worked together to increase market share to an all-time high in a very crowded category. Great work.
Love that Absolute and Heinz campaign. If it's good enough for Gigi Hadid, it's good enough for me. And how many awards have Heinz won in the last couple of years now?
Yeah, a lot. But this one is a really ambitious partnership, even by their standards. You know, the way it leans into both partners' distinctive brand assets is really powerful.
Yeah, and James Herman talks a lot more about this in one of his F-bomb columns for WARC, about how Heinz consistently breathe new life into those iconic brand assets of theirs.
Yeah, okay, so we're halfway through. Ready for the next batch?
Yeah, the sooner we're done, the sooner we can hit that penny a la vodka. Next, we're going to a brand new category for the WARC Awards for Effectiveness, although it has a long legacy. For many years, WARC ran strategy awards in Asia, followed by MENA, and there were even some in China. But part of our restructure was incorporating those into the broader program. This gave us a brand new category, which we've called Strategic Thinking. And it ended up being the single biggest category of the year, everyone. So the 3 brand-led goals that we're going to look at in this category had to fight off a lot of competition. Here they are. We should note that there was a 4th gold in the strategic thinking category. That was Tear the Paper Ceiling by Advocacy at Work. Now, because this is a charity piece, it wasn't eligible for this brand-led Grand Prix, but it is a great piece of work, and I would really encourage you all to check that out on the WARC website. But of the 3 campaigns that were eligible, this year's Strategic Thinking Grand Prix goes to How Can a Country Exist Without Land? This is from the government of Tuvalu and the Monkeys. Here's the case film.
As the ocean closes in, Tuvalu is forced to ask, what happens to a country without land? International law currently dictates that without a defined physical territory, a country cannot exist. Tuvalu's maritime borders, international voting rights, and place on the world stage will all be lost. Working with the Tuvaluan government, we launched a radical plan for survival. Tuvalu will become the first digital nation, a practical climate adaptation strategy, and a powerful provocation for global action.
Ultimately, our juries are judging effectiveness, and they described what this campaign achieved in terms of raising public consciousness and its efforts to keep a culture alive as stupendous. And there's not very much I can add to that. So we'll go back to Amy with the use of data category.
In this category, the judges were looking for the role of data in an effective communications strategy. This can include things like behavioural data, first-party consumer data, and measurement data. And they found them. From a diverse shortlist, 2 gold winners went head-to-head for the Grand Prix. And here they are. Some great work there, but the Grand Prix goes to Lay's and Leo Burnett. That's the 2nd Grand Prix for India this year and a 2nd for the Leo Burnett team in Mumbai. Huge congratulations to everyone there, a really fantastic achievement. Let's see the case film for this one.
Lay's partners with 27,000 farmers to procure potatoes, which means their problem is our problem. So to solve this, Lay's collaborated with Cropin and leading satellite agencies to create Smart Farm, a SaaS platform that uses satellite imagery and remote sensing to build an early warning system. We have trained the AI with data from the last 4 years of over 3,000 hectares of Lay's contract farms.
The judges felt this was a really strong and powerful use of data to do greater good for humanity. But it's also a good example of a brand being purposeful in a way that's unquestionably linked to its business success, creating shared growth for both the brand and farmers by protecting supply chains. Back to you, John, for our final winner.
Thanks, Amy. Our final category is often considered the hardest to win. It's long-term growth. Entries here have to invest in a campaign idea for a minimum of 12 months, but often the significant winners have been running for much longer than that. There were 3 gold winners for the judges to consider for the Grand Prix. Here they are. Three impressive contenders there, but the final Grand Prix of 2024 goes to Big Enough to Make a Difference from McDonald's and NordDDB. McDonald's have been on such a tear for creativity and effectiveness over the last few years, but this particular campaign might not be one that everyone's familiar with, so let's take a look at that case film.
Definitely, I promise, the tiniest McDonald's you've ever seen, but it serves a big purpose, the McHive.
As part of a growing initiative to put beehives on rooftops, giving bees a safe place to thrive.
Saving bees and pushing up sales, what's not to love? The judges said the consistency of the campaign over a long period was just great marketing. You know, every year there is one campaign that most of the judges look at and say, I wish I'd done that. And honestly, for 2024, this was the one. Congratulations, McDonald's and NordDDB.
Well done to McDonald's. You know, it's interesting to see how a focus on sustainability in campaigns like this has become such a big part of the brand's reinvention over the past decade. It's really done a lot to help recover its image with consumers.
Yeah, I could not love the McHive more. A tiny restaurant for bees. So cute.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, that's a wrap on the Grand Prix announcement. Thanks to everyone who watched today. WARC subscribers can read all of the Grand Prix case studies, as well as all of the regional winners and everything else shortlisted for this year's awards on WARC.com right now.
That's right. And meanwhile, we'll be heading straight off to Cannes to meet our winners in real life. And we'll be back here in a couple of weeks to share more insights into those campaigns.
I thought we might get through this year's announcement without you mentioning Cannes.
Never.
Goodbye.